Uh, Almost everyone is on a diet, but most people fail to lose weight long term. Important phrase, long term. According to the data of American National Weight Control Registry, the probability of losing 30 pounds or more and keep it off for just 1 year is less than 1 in 10,000. For 15 years I was failing too. I tried many different diets. Maybe you remember Lose Weight Now, Ask Me How, Herbalife, many programs on TV, many books, exercises, different crazy diets, you name it. Finally, I started to succeed, and it's actually very simple, amazingly so. I slowly lost more than 60 pounds, and I'm definitely 1 in 10,000 category mentioned above. So this presentation describes what really works and what doesn't, and how to be healthy and live longer, like people in famous blue zones. National Geographic research of places where people live longer on the planet. There are 5 blue zones. We'll be talking about them later in this presentation. So these are pictures of me. When I came to America, my weight was 135, and it almost doubled despite all my efforts and hard work and going to gym and being on a diet. I still was gaining weight, and this is me almost 270 in 2010, so I almost doubled my weight. And then I slowly started losing weight. The key is slowly, and you see all these holes in the belt, my journey, and this is in 2017. I'm much thinner, much better, feeling much better, so I'll be telling this story. So first I want to understand this example with a marathon runner. So should a marathon runner add sugars into water in the middle of the race to get more energy? And well, you would say, well, yeah, sure, you get more sugar, you get more energy. But the answer is no, categorically no. Because the drink will not contain enough energy to sustain the runner. And also this energy will not be able even to metabolize fast enough. So what happens with marathoner, when he starts running, his energy shifts into internal storage of energy, like fat or like what they have in the muscles. And well, it starts with the glycogen, but then it shifts into fat metabolism. And it works, and marathoner can run a long time. But if you drink sugar water, it sends a signal. So this sugar will be interpreted that, well, you don't need to split fat into energy because you have food coming in. And so suddenly this fat metabolism will shut down, and the marathoner very soon will feel more tired and can even crash and will not be able to finish the race. So this is a very well-known fact. So when you tired and you want energy, do not eat, do not consume sugar, because this actually will make you more tired. And I want to explain it on this, I call it vicious circle. So it starts with you feeling tired, no energy, and so you decide to eat some food to get more energy. So modern foods like sweet, bread, burger, and some energy bars, whatever. And it causes strong spikes of sugars in your blood, so you short term start feeling better. So your glucose in your blood goes up. But then what happened? Pancreas releases insulin to send signal to all cells that, guys, there is too much sugar in the blood, you need to pull this sugar out and store it in cells. So big insulin levels causes decreasing of sugar levels, and it overshoot, it's overregulate. So the level of sugars goes down below normal. It goes down, it becomes low, and because it's low, so now you have no sugar in your blood and you feel tired. So this is a vicious cycle. So people eat again, shot up and then down, and goes over and over and over again, never stops, and people are frustrated and tired. So this is how, unfortunately, modern people live, and this is a wrong cycle. So you should stop doing that. So what to eat when you're tired, nervous, and hungry? This is a wrong question. Do not eat when you're tired, nervous, and hungry. Like, you should not eat to get energy from food when you feel tired. Instead, do something to give your body time to switch gears to start using your internal energy, because chances are you have some internal fat, some energy sources. So just allow your body to use them. Don't eat. It's like marathoner. So you can drink water, maybe salt water, you can walk, breathe, wait, but do not eat because you're tired. Do not snack for energy. Snacking is bad, generically. You just need to eat on schedule. 3 times a day works for most people. Sometimes, because of medical reasons, people need to eat maybe 4 or 5 times. But for a healthy person, 3 times a day, no snacks. 0 snacks. No eating between 3 meals. You need to avoid spikes of insulin because they cause sugar levels to go below normal and cause this vicious circle. So, avoid sweet foods and drinks, avoid big meals, avoid highly processed foods, avoid animal products, we'll talk about this more, and especially avoid combinations of processed carbs with animal products. Okay. Social eating may be a big problem for some people. Give yourself permission not to eat during the meetings. Nobody will notice, nobody will care, but if people will try to offer you something, you can use some magic phrases like "not yet," or "no more please," or "I have eaten too much already," or "I feel full," etc. Usually people don't push hard, and you can always say something and just I give you permission not to eat during social events, despite what other people are doing. Most people in America are not healthy. If you do what most people around you do, you'll end up like them. So don't do that. You have to be different. You have to allow yourself to be different. You don't have to tell people about it. You don't have to rub it into their noses. Just do what you feel is right for you. So don't be afraid of not eating. In fact, your body needs to get rest from eating for 12-16 hours every day. Every day. This allows your body to clean itself. So people saying, well, but if I don't eat for a long period of time, I'll feel tired and I will have no energy. It's not healthy. This is all bullshit. This is not true. First of all, don't be afraid of not eating. So this is example of a 27-year-old guy. So his fasting was more than a year, 382 days. He was fasting at home. He was drinking tea and coffee and water. Once a week he was visiting doctors. They were checking his blood, urine, whatever. But he was not eating for more than a year, and he lost a lot of weight. Well, he was careful. He was using the doctors to monitor. So if you will try to not eat for a long period of time, then absolutely you have to consult your doctor and do it with the doctor. But a short period of time, like less than a day or less than a week, it's absolutely no harm. There's a lot of literature about intermittent fasting. It works. So don't be afraid. In fact, it's good for you. It's not bad for you. It's good for you. I highly recommend to listen to episodes. Jason Cohen interviewed almost 100 people or couples. So on YouTube, on iTunes, you can listen to them. Very eye-opening. Then he stopped. He started working on the movie. I haven't checked if he actually released the movie yet. But there are real stories of real people who had very bad head problems, health problems, and they tried multiple things which didn't work for them, and then they basically cured themselves. And it's not about the dieting, meaning restricting the amount of calories you eat, and it's not about heavy exercising. It's mostly about switching your food to more nutritious, more healthy foods, meaning whole foods, mostly plant-based, and removing dead and toxic foods, all kind of American food which is sold to you in boxes, and you should not eat them. It's all about switching from standard American diet and to diet close to what people in blue zones are eating, which is a live, healthy diet. Okay, so it's all about removing mostly or completely all animal products, no meat, chicken, eggs, milk, dairy, all highly processed products like sugars, sodas, oils. Oils is strange, right? This is what's strangest for me, that people say, oh, olive oil is good for you. No, it's not. It is absolutely not good for you, and there is a lot of literature. Just go on YouTube and search this topic. The most difficult for me also was to remove milk and cheese, especially cheese. Cheese have some very strong addictive features, well, at least for me. I had real problems with it. So good foods are greens, beans, berries, vegetables, nuts, seeds, rice, oats, buckwheat, and so on. Dr. Greger has a very good list of 12 things you need to do on a daily basis. Mostly it's his daily dozen. It's about foods to eat every day. Okay, and these are some doctors, very famous people. They have books, they have videos, they have research, and you can find them. They have their websites, YouTube channels. There are also full-length documentaries about the subject. And you see I listed Fork Over Knives, What the Health, the Human Longevity Project, and the Game Changers. So the Game Changers is the latest. It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free, and it shows some world-class athletes who are completely vegan, and they're becoming much healthier, and their performance increases after they did the switch. So it's a very, very interesting documentary. Okay, here is a short list of most effective things people do to lose weight. Well, keep insulin low. So don't allow spikes of sugar. So don't eat sweet food, right? Don't eat foods with high carb index. And remove some dead toxic foods, increase amounts of fresh, nutritious whole foods. Okay, I repeat the same thing over and over again because it works. So, no sugar, no flour, only whole natural foods. Avoid all sweet taste, no sugar, no juices or sodas. Avoid all flour-containing foods, no bread, no pasta, no chips, and so on. Avoid all highly processed foods, empty calories, fatty foods, and oils. Yes, not even olive oil in salad. Intermittent fasting. No snacking between meals. Give time to allow insulin to go down. This is extremely important. Eat 2-3 times a day. Have one long fast, no eating period, 12-16 hours long every day. Well, if you don't eat at night and then you have a couple hours before sleep and couple hours after sleep, so you already may be having 12 hours. Well, 16 a little bit longer. Usually people skip breakfast and start eating second half of the day. Well, but it doesn't matter. You can eat first half of the day if you want to. It depends on your schedule and what works for you. You need to try. So simple strategy: eat breakfast 8 a.m., lunch 1 p.m., and small dinner 6 p.m. This gives you fasting about 14 hours, right? Eat lots of greens, vegetables, beans, fruits, and berries. Eat mostly low-calorie density natural foods, vegetables and fruits, fresh and minimally processed. You may have huge meals and still lose weight very fast if you eat low-calorie density foods. Example, 1,000 calories, maybe 9 pounds of raw lettuce salad or spinach, right? Or 6 pounds of broccoli, or 5 pounds of carrots, or 4 pounds of apples. Well, be my guest, try to eat 9 pounds. You will not be able. And if your calorie intake daily is about 2,000, so 18, well, you will be like a gorilla eating green leaves all day, non-stop. Well, this is, of course, you don't have to eat that much lettuce and whatever. But important, do not use oily dressing. Do not use oil. So reduce and completely eliminate animal products and oils. No meat, no chicken, no eggs, no dairy. Well, again and again and again, repeating the same things because they're important, and all different researchers point this out. Okay, next, so we were talking about this. Okay, next, notes. So losing weight on willpower doesn't work long term, proven multiple times. Eat less, exercise more formula doesn't work long term. Again, short term it works, but long term, eating less causes metabolism slow down, doesn't work long term for 95% of people. There's a lot of research on that. And exercise contributes less than 5%, if any, if you consider long term. Even short term, people say that losing weight is like 80% what you eat and only 20% exercise. But in fact, for long term, exercise even less important. I mean, you need to move, you need to walk. You need to do definitely move your body. This is good for you, and the more you move, the better. So 15 minutes is good, half an hour is better, 45 minutes is better, hour is better than 45 minutes, hour and a half is better than like an hour. And then researchers stopped because they just couldn't find big group people who exercise like more and be comparable to do some scientific comparison. But the more you move, the better. Eat lots of vegetables. Find a way to add a big serving of salad to each meal. You can eat lots of cabbage, spinach, and so on. You don't need extra protein from meat. That's what people say, well, where are you getting your protein? You need meat. No, you don't. You can get it from vegetables and beans. In fact, there is more consumable protein in broccoli than in the same amount of meat. Surprisingly, people don't know that. Next, you don't need milk for calcium. Again, proven. In fact, you should stay off milk products or use only goat or sheep milk. You don't need vitamin pills. You will get everything from food. Maybe except for vitamin B12, especially at an older age, you need B12 supplementation if you're completely vegan. Eating snacks between meals is bad. I already said it a couple times. You should eat at maximum 3 times per day. Snacks are more harmful than eating big meals. It is very important to avoid snacking between meals to allow insulin levels to decrease. Intermittent fasting works. Make long pauses between meals, and it doesn't cause metabolic slowdown. It doesn't make you hungry. You actually feel comfortable when you make breaks. So this is again the same picture, and this is actually linked to the article because doctors who were monitoring him, they published a scientific paper several years after that, and you can read it, everything about this case where this person was not eating for more than a year. You need to have long periods of not eating to allow body to lose weight. Recommended length of regular fasting should be more than 12 hours every day, or you can like eat one day, don't eat another day, or there are multiple protocols people use, so you can find on the internet and try and see what you like. Damaged metabolism, even severely damaged like type 2 diabetes, can be completely reversed in just 2 weeks using natural eating, no sugar, no flour, only natural foods, plus some fasting for faster recovery. Removing stress and occasionally oscillating between activity and rest is very important. And some inner work. Well, it's about love. I took the course Brightline Healing, and it's a very good course, which is associated with Brightline Eating. You can find it, you can Google for it. So basic approach is remove judgment and shame, love yourself unconditionally regardless of your weight and who you are. Talk to your compulsion as it is a small child inside you. No accusations, no blame, no guilt, no war. Instead, love, care, game, humor, patience. So if you're a parent and you know how to deal with small children, so treat your addictions like they are small children inside you. Awareness, surrender, forgiveness, connection. This is all explained very well by Mary O'Malley. I highly recommend her books and her videos on YouTube. Really, really genius stuff. Okay, so what I'm doing, and this is, you see the holes on the belt. Uh, so removed sugar almost completely. I removed all sweet taste. I remember drinking sweet drinks like orange juice or putting sugar in coffee or whatever. I of course stopped all this completely. I removed bread, pasta, and all other products made of flour. I try to eat mostly low calorie density foods, salads, vegetables, beans, of course. I try to reduce amount of high calorie density foods like oils, cheese, nuts, raisins, and so on. I try to reduce portions, especially at night. I weigh myself daily and keep records with a phone application, MyFitnessPal. It's also a website, which is quite useful. And so these are some links, some names. I highly recommend nutritionfacts.org. They have a big channel on YouTube with thousands of videos. Just subscribe to it. They are short videos, and as you'll be getting suggestions to watch them, like after several months, you'll get the main idea. There is a lot of research. Dr. Michael Greger leads a company. It's a non-profit with, it used to be 15 people. I don't know, maybe now they are more people. They publish several books. They do research of all science which is available on the subject. And this is absolutely amazing. If you just watch TV, you will never know, because on TV you see advertisements for food and unhealthy way of life. If you want to know what is healthy and what is true, and then go to these sources. Mick the Vegan, a really good guy. Again, he collects information from scientific sources, and he is great at presenting them. Really, really good. Dr. Jason Fung, probably the best known specialist on intermittent fasting. I highly recommend him. He has lots of videos on YouTube, has his own website. Okay, and these are more books and sources. I already spoke to you about Susan Pierce Thompson and her Bright Line Eating course and books, and everything she does is very high quality, and it's a great support group. So Mario Male, Blue Zones, we'll talk about it more, and this is some great videos which I recommend you to watch. Okay, this is funny. This is how 500 calories look like. So this is lettuce, and this is broccoli, and then dry oatmeal, berries, M&Ms, you see, nuts and oil. So when you're adding oil to your salad, you're actually doubling the calories in the salad. Not mentioning that oil is not good for you, but you also will absolutely not lose weight if you put oil in the salad. It's difficult to lose weight if you're consuming oil. This is another example. So you see that this several chips and a whole mountain of berries have about the same number of calories. Or here you have 200 calories in broccoli and something which looks like part of pav bar or some cookie, I don't know. So you understand, don't eat oil, don't eat concentrated modern foods, junk foods, because they're very rich in calories and they're bad for your health. And instead, berries and broccoli and apple and like all natural whole foods are much better for you. Okay, this is again calorie density, and you see low calorie density like vegetables, you're talking about 100, and you see oil and fat, very high calorie density, right? And all this spectrum in between. And the lower you are in the spectrum, the healthier your foods. So you should stay here. Okay, this is about Okinawa diet. Okinawa is one of 5 blue zones identified by a project sponsored by National Geographic. And well, they used to be the longest living people, but since then their nutrition shifted because more civilization came to the island. They have, I don't know, fast food joints and supermarkets, and unfortunately this shifted the longevity. But their So this is island. This is like a paradise island. Think about Caribbean, like this kind of island, but in Japan. And it was occupied by Americans. Americans are still there. There is like military base, but uh, but there are some old people who stumbled into longevity not because they were doing exercises or something special, simply because it was war and they were very poor. And most of their food is very simple. So most of their food is just sweet potato. And also they eat a lot of legumes. Tofu maker is a very common profession. In America, we have those trucks with ice cream with some music. Over there, they also have trucks. Well, maybe not with music, but they're delivering tofu and sweet potatoes. So this is like staples of their food. So you see what they eat. It's mostly sweet potato, a little bit of rice, less than most other Japanese eating rice. So they're eating less rice. And definitely beans, legumes every day. A little bit of grain, again, less than other people. And I recommend to watch videos and read about them, and also other 5 zones, blue zones. Okay, there are multiple support groups. It's proven that it's long-term much better results achieved if you're not alone, if you have a buddy, a support group, somebody to help. And there are multiple groups available which you can join. So these are some listed, and I highly recommend Susan Pierce Thompson group, Bright Line Eating. You can find their website. Actually, here it is, and learn more about them and maybe follow their program. I definitely was happy that I learned about them. It's a very good program, very good program. How to eat in different places? Well, just funny stuff. Well, if you go to Chinese store, not store, restaurant, what do you eat? What you can have which doesn't have meat in it or oil in it, and what to do in Mexican restaurant or coffee shops. I used to like cappuccino, but you see, like if you compare regular coffee and cappuccino, there is a huge difference in calories. You drink 1 cup, but the difference in calories is just absolutely staggering. And of course, you need to keep your calories down. So I don't remember like when I was. I mean, I remember it was many years ago when I was using cappuccino every day, but I used to. Okay, so these are some links, and these are 5 blue zones, and a little bit about. What they eat. Oh, you see, sugar is taboo. Whatever. Oh, this is in California. This one of 5 zones is in California. So we have Greece, we have Japan, we have Italy, we have California, and we have Costa Rica, which is South America. Okay. These are 9 principles of blue zones, which makes people live longer and be healthier. And not all of them about food, as you can see. So eating, yes, is a 3 out of 9. So you don't eat until you're completely full, 80% rule. You mostly eat plants, and you relax with some wine. And this is more about social life. All these blue zone people, they all have something like happy hour. At like about 5 people gather together, they sing, dance, talk, have good time, maybe relax. Very interesting. They're very social. It's a big part of their living. They belong, the family, belonging to maybe community, to faith, to something, and they have support group. This belong part is very important. And of course, knowing your purpose. I'm now here in the right outlook, and well, downshift from time to time. This is very important. And the first one is move. So, for example, you can remove all the furniture. Japanese, they sit on the floor. So you have to sit down on the floor, then get up, then sit down, then get up multiple times a day. It's a good exercise. So you eat, you move, you walk. Okay. So walk, run with your dog, play outside, do 10,000, 15,000 steps a day or more. the more the better. Here are some links about exercising, but you can also just search yourself and find what you like. And this is it. This is the end of the presentation. And